This year, I've tested a few top gaming laptops. They have one thing in common: thick. Even Lenovo Legion 7i 2022, which features lightness, becomes much thicker. Not to mention others. Alienware X17 or 2 is an exception though. It's only 20mm high, different from hefty laptops and exterior. It's in pure light colors, and it also features a 4120Hz top-level screen. So how is this Alienware flagship perform? Let's test it. Let's look at the specs first. i7-12700H processor, 150W RTX 3070 Ti DDR5 memory, 32GB 4800 MHz. The storage is Western Digital 1TB Zen 810/17, 3 inches, 4120Hz, 99% P3 IPS screen. As the top lineup of Alienware, X17 has a very reasonable price. This one is priced at about $4,355, and there are many specs in option, ranging from i7 to the i9 for overclocking, 3060 to 3080 Ti, and a 1080p 480Hz gaming screen. The one with top specs is priced at about $8,148, affordable only by really rich consumers. Sure enough, it's not for me. I can only get a try in tests. What's most impressive of X17 or 2 must be the exterior. Black and white, the lid and bottom case are all white, and the base panel, tail, and sides are black. It's not pure white, but grayish white like porcelains. Won't get stained lightly. It's only 20.2-21mm in height, the thinnest among flagship gaming laptops, and the lights of the logo, tail, and keyboard can be customized, making it more exquisite. But this gen's touchpad doesn't have RGB lighting, reportedly because of the last gen's light leak. I feel like game performance would be undermined to some extent. The screen is still 16:9, with the lower bezel 2-finger wide. This panel is from AOO, a different model from the last gen's 4120Hz screen. Nominal color gamut has changed from 100% Adobe RGB to 99% P3. Tested color volume is 105.8% P3, and color coverage, 97.1% P3. The gamma value is around 2, closer to display P3 that has 2-point gamma value. For color accuracy, average delta E, 1.72, maximum delta E, 3.67, pretty good for a screen with wide color gamut, but it lacks color correction document and color gamut switch, so there will be rendering oversaturation in Shrieby content display. The peak brightness is 442 nits, full DC dimming. For the response time, this screen has built-in overdrive, black to white, 9.9 ms, gray to gray, 10.2 ms rather fast, but there's 29% of overshoot when it's climbing. To sum up, the screen is of high quality, performs well in color gamut, accuracy, and brightness, and balances high refresh rate and resolution rate. Pretty much a top screen for this year, but there's much to improve in terms of software. If color management and overdrive switch can be added, the screen would be perfect. Now let's see the base panel. Above and on two sides of the keyboard are Hive-like air inlets. The power button is in the upper right corner. It has a Cherry Ultra low profile mechanical keyboard with 1.8mm key travel. It gives clear and crisp sounds when it's pressed, and giving rebounce feels pretty good. It's a pity that it lacks a numpad, leaving much side space being wasted. The touchpad gives smooth slides and taps, though it's a bit small. After all, most of the time, gaming laptops are used with an external mouse. In terms of weight, the laptop weighs 3.06 kilograms, so even though it's thin, it's quite heavy. As for the adapter, this 3070 Ti model comes with a 240W GAN adapter. It's not light, but smaller than other adapters, more portable. For the ports, main ports are all on the back side. On two sides are power port and 3.5mm combo jack. On the tail are two 3.2 Gen 1 USB-A ports, one Thunderbolt 4 and one full-featured Type-C. It also has HDMI 2.1, Mini DP, RJ45 Ethernet port, and micro SD card reader. Enough for basic needs. It's just a little inconvenient to use, for there's no USB-A port on the side. Hope it can be improved. Finishing the exterior, now let's see the performance test. As for CPU, i7-12700H must be familiar to you. As for single-core performance, it scores 683 points in R20, a regular score. As for the multi-thread, in the R20 loop, it runs to 6,567 points at first before slightly dropping and fluctuating around 6,000. This is the score for performance mode. When the full speed mode is on, the score will be about 200 points higher. In the performance mode, the power consumption reaches to 115 watts in the first round and drops gradually to 90-95 watts. It'll be 5 watts higher in full speed mode. For a 20mm high gaming laptop, it's already rather radical performance, but the price is high temperature. In either performance mode or full speed mode, CPU is running against thermal throttling at 100°C. The GPU is 3070 Ti, 150 watts at max, scores 11,540 points in 3D Mark Time SPI, 14,493 points in FE, and 7,183 in Superposition Classroom. In general, it scores about 4% higher than last year's one for OW 3070. Not much better, indeed. There's little improvement in the 30 series GPU. As it's a top gaming laptop, sure enough, we gotta test gaming frame rates. Let's start with online games. At default 4000 resolution, Dota 2 and CSGO can reach 120 Hz, while Apex runs under bigger pressure, 89 FPS in average. You can feel frame loss in fierce battles. If it's lower to 2000, frame rates will increase significantly. Dota 2 will go to 169 FPS and CSGO 500 for FPS. Apex will double, pretty sensitive to screen resolution. Then let's see 3 games at 4000 resolution. Tomb Raider and Forza Horizon 5 enjoy higher frame rates, close to 60 FPS, playable by slightly lowering the settings, but other games are not so. Metro Exodus, only 40 FPS, 2077 and Warhammer 3, pretty close to 24 FPS. Such GPU killers surely give a lot of pressure to 3070 Ti. I think it's more suitable for 3070 Ti to run at 2000 for smoother frames of Tomb Raider. Metro Exodus and Forza Horizon 5, 2077 and Warhammer 3 require lower graphic quality. I gotta say, it feels excellent to play games on the X17 big screen, but is there any better option? Of course, that is, connecting X17 to this A343W gaming monitor. 3440 by 1440 ultra-wide resolution plus 34-inch curved screen provide a high level of immersion. 175 Hz and 0.1 ms response time help you precisely target enemies. As the first monitor that adopts QD-OLED, it has 98.6% P3 color gamut and is able to realize high contrast like regular OLED. Apart from being gaming friendly, the wide scale and HDR provide you with thrilling movie experience. After experiencing it personally, I feel pity of only one point. It only has HDMI 2.0 because G-Sync Ultimate doesn't support HDMI 2.1 yet. But it's the case when the Mini DP shows its worth. The OTG cable in box can perfectly support G-Sync and transform X17 into a game console. In case you have your own requirements of RGB lighting, it can work with X17 through AlienFX, easy to adjust. Likewise, we've tested frame rates of the external monitor. Unsurprisingly, as it has fewer pixels than X17, the frame rates are not bad, allowing smooth frames for most online games. Among 3 games, Tomb Raider and Forza Horizon 5 are smooth enough, whereas the rest still require lower settings or DLS. But even so, the curved screen displays much more exquisitely. To describe the gaming experience, extreme is the only word to use. Okay, let's get back to the laptop. We've tested games and content creation software as well. As for Adobe software, Photoshop can run to 1098 points, higher than other i7 laptops, while After Effects and Premiere Pro both scores a little over 900. Not surprising, an ordinary performance. This laptop has one 50W 3070 Ti and 32GB memory, able to cope with video editing and effect production. We also did spec view test for industrial software that rely on graphics performance. Laptops with stronger GPU are more advantageous. Basically, X17 conforms to our exception. In general, X17 has quite a good performance, with the CPU able to run to over 90 watts and GPU 150 watts at max, pretty radical for a 20mm high laptop. In terms of gaming, the specs are enough for online games, but 3 games would be laborious for the 4000 screen. A reduction to 2000 would lead to smoother play. This laptop can also be equipped with a 2165 Hz screen, which is more suitable for game players. Now, let's move on to the disassembly part. Alienware laptops are always difficult to disassemble. Unscrew the bottom case first and remove it with a suction cup. These are the only 2 steps for replacing memory. The memory is from SK Hynix, dual channel, 216GB DDR5 4800 MHz. The read or write speed fails to reach 60,000, dissatisfactory. The stock storage is 1T Western Digital SN810, supporting PCIe 4.04. If it's the top of the range model, there would be RAID consisting of 2 SSD. The one we tested only has medium level specs, so there's only one SSD. The SSD is really fast. able to maintain 1200 out cache write speed. The Wi-Fi card is on the left of SSD, soldered irreplaceable. The model is Killer X1775, a variant of X211, supports Wi-Fi 6E. In the test of the maximum network speed, X1675 is close to X211 except for lower upload speed in 160 MHz, probably because the driver isn't well optimized, but the speed is already fast enough. In terms of stability, in the 10-minute download test, the speed keeps stable in general despite occasional fluctuations, like this range in the middle. It behaves ordinary as a whole. At the bottom is the 87Wh battery, lasted 4 hours and 29 minutes in PC Mark X Modern Office, doubled compared to last year's, indeed, a huge leap, but it's still better to plug it in daily use. We also did the daily simulation battery life test in which the laptop held for 2 hours and 42 minutes. The comparison is for reference. In order to take a look at the cooling module, we gotta disassemble the inverted motherboard, disconnect the light flat cables and remove the tail. Note that the clip is very tight and needs to be forced outwards to disassemble. Then, remove all screws and flat cables and dismantle heat pipes and fans, and we can overturn the board now. The disassembly is rather complex and energy consuming. Please give us likes as the reward for our efforts. The cooling module hasn't changed much, still the design of 4 heat pipes and 4 fans. To look closer, you'll see the blades of 2 major fans are more crowded, conducive to an increase of air volume. Between CPU and heat pipes is a layer of vapor chamber filled with gallium alloy for heat conduction. The specs look fancy. Now let's see its actual performance. It was firstly tested under the performance mode, stress FPU 39 minutes later. CPU maintains 92.7 watts at 100C. The cores are still quite hot, but the power consumption is 16 watts higher than last year's. As for stress GPU, the GPU maintains 1 for a watt and 1500 MHz at 76.6C. In the dual stress test, CPU keeps 30 watts at 83C, GPU maintains 140 watts and 14,400 MHz at 79.8C. In performance mode, it can have the GPU running to 140 watts at max. The total power consumption is 170 watts, not really powerful to me. Let's switch to the full speed mode and do the dual stress test again. CPU 78C, 30 watts still. GPU 76.2C, 150 watts. The core temperature and power consumption are both better. Certainly, the full speed mode is more noisy. The noise level is 52.3 dB. Not the most noisy among gaming laptops, but the fans keep rotating full speed, kind of annoying. In the performance mode, there will be much less noisy. 45.2 dB only, the same level as Ultrabooks. I recommend switching to this mode when you're not playing 3A games. For the exterior temperature, we compared thermograms in the 2 modes. They're not so much different. On the upper left of the keyboard center is a high temperature zone over 40C. 47C at max feels a bit hot in long time use. According to statistics, X17 or 2 has good performance, able to hold 180 watt power consumption in such a thin machine. Well done! And the noise level in performance mode is really low, even can be called quiet for a gaming laptop. But it faces restrictions as a light gaming laptop, like high exterior temperature under heavy load and a large heating area. An external keyboard may provide better gaming experience. After reviewing the test, you must have had some understanding about this laptop. As usual, we list 3 pros and 3 cons here for you. Having tested it in an all-round manner, I can comment on this laptop with only one word: unique. Flagship laptops this year tend to be fierce, competing on cores and thermals, leading to greater performance, but also thicker. X17 did quite the contrary by prioritizing exterior and peripheral experience, and even more quiet. So, it may not have top performance, it excels any others in build, quality and style without doubt. Besides, high attention to exterior doesn't equal to bad performance, it's just not involved in the rat race. Specs like full drive GPU, 180W power consumption in dual stress test, it has them all. Good enough to me. I'll recommend this laptop to high-end gamers with a deep pocket, not requiring much in portability, and give priority to good exterior and peripheral. After all, it's designed for rich customers, so please check your pocket before making a purchase. Okay, this is all for today's video. Please hit a like and subscribe our channel if you like it. If you want to interact with me every day, please follow us on WeChat official account. I will talk about a laptop there every day. This laptop may be a good deal or not, but all we want is to provide info and guidance. This is BIBA Laptops. I'm Juin. See you next time. Bye.